celebrate Bill's life. You have to understand, I was there for all of these athletes. And the one thing about being a mother is when you hear your child call out, there can be 100 kids in there, but you know that's your child. And we could be walking with all the coaches, and somebody will yell out, Coach Moultrie is the only one turned around. Because we didn't want to turn around, but he wanted to turn around. He wasn't just a coach. And tomorrow when I get a chance to talk to you about him, I'm going to make it clear what he really was. Because he has a power unto himself that he shared unrestricted. But the one thing I want to say today is that he was so proud of Rocky. Was never a conversation that went on that you didn't realize something in this town molded that in him. He wasn't embarrassed that he came from a modest background. He used that. I apologize to these athletes and to many of you because Coach Moultrie would never talk about everybody, but he always talked about me. And so I would wear on people that I didn't know I wore on them. Because he would always say, well, Coach T said, or Coach T did. I was the pepper to his salt. But we were a tricycle. Mr. Jordan, Coach, myself. And we had a great opportunity to do one thing. We captured a whole time period with these young people, with the university, and with our sailors. Bill wanted for nothing. He called me in May and told me this. He said, Coach T, Moultrie here. If I'm gone today or tomorrow, don't weep for me. I had a good life. I said, was it good, Coach? He said, it was great. I did what I could when I could. I know he wished he could have stuck it in the ground and knocked it around a little more because he had a putter that was a puppy, and that puppy worked well for him. But whatever he did to the maximum of his ability. He didn't hold back. He didn't cheat anybody. He never stole a thing in his life. If it wasn't his, he was giving it back. If it was his, he was giving it away. So he was a giving man all the time. And sometimes I would argue with Coach about not being selfish enough. You need to do this for you. You need to do this because of you. You need to do this with Betty because of this or that. You know, she don't want much. Go do this. Oh, Coach Betty gonna be all right. You know, oh, Coach Lisa gonna be all right. Or Coach Renee gonna be all right. Everybody's gonna be all right because he's gonna see to it. He's gonna see to it. He had a travesty in his life, a medical travesty, that stole some of his physical attributes, but it never stole any of his mental. All right. He would call me with the strangest questions. I can tell you, I could not answer, and I couldn't muster up the answer. But I knew if I sat there long enough, he had to answer, because he only asked questions that he had to answer to. But I would relive all of our experiences over and over, and it was never a burden on me to do that. We relived all of the situations. I've seen him at his highest. I've seen him at his lowest. When he had his stroke and was due to be inducted into the Track and Field Hall of Fame, he asked me to accept on his behalf. And I told his athletes today, I didn't realize, or maybe I did and didn't appreciate how large this man was in the athletic community. Now, I've commanded some presence in my own right. But it wasn't until I walked into that room with some 3,000 individuals that gave a standing ovation to his name And I tell you, I shook hands for almost 55 minutes of people wanting to give their well wishes back to Coach. Of things, and they told me every detailed story. I was the last person out of that room that evening.
All right.
This man has no equals out there.
All right.
He only has the supreme above him,
Yes.
and that's God. But I can tell you this. He is going home. He's going to stick it in the ground and knock it around. He's going to ride on that golf cart.
Yes.
Do not take the keys to that red truck, because he's going to ride that all over God's head.
Yes.